in 7-2-2 overall, 1-1 in Crossroads League action after dropping a 2-0 setback. It's number 12 Bethel on Wednesday, and a quick whistle here early against Jose Pizarro, getting taken down by a Taylor Trojan. Looked to be Andrew Sieglin there in the middle of the field off the opening kickoff. Taylor off a 3-0 win against Huntington on Wednesday. 3 different goal scorers, Pablo Gonzalez, Matt Harold, and Brian Matipa, the 3 goal scorers on Wednesday evening here on the home turf. And they try to pick up their second Crossroads League win of the season. Winner Cassius passing to the middle. Dangerous opportunity early on an early shot. It's blocked on the try from Brandon Nigarungo. The freshman from Zimbabwe was just inside the box line, but a jumping to Trojan backline member hopped and turned that one away. Big match as well when you look at the early part of the Crossroads League standings. Taylor with 4 points after the win Wednesday and the tie at Mount Vernon Nazarene last week. They currently sit in a tie for third, 2 points back of number 12 Bethel and number 7 Grace. And they're tied right now with Spring Arbor, their opponent, who they'll take on here next Saturday, or on the road next Saturday. Indiana Wesleyan 1-1 on the year with 3 points, so just a point back of the two-way tie for Spring Arbor and Taylor, and they're a point up on 6th place MVNU. Indiana Wesleyan in the road red with the gray shorts and the red socks, white numbers on the front and back. Taylor in the home purples with the purple tops and the white shorts. Ball played through the middle. Sam Spiegel comes out and snags it on a low bouncer. Spiegel's been fantastic here in his sophomore season. Local kid graduate of Eastbrook High School, just a few short miles away from us. Has allowed just 10 goals on the season, a goals against average of just over 1. Has stopped 49 shots and a save percentage of 83%. His counterpart on the other side of things tonight for Indiana Wesleyan is Aaron Carr, the 6'2", 195-pound senior out of Cedar Spring, Michigan. He is an athletic, large human back there playing goal tonight, who's taken all of the minutes except 41 of them here for IWU this season. He's allowed just 7 goals, a goals against average of below .7. And he stopped 39 shots with a save percentage hovering around 85%. Good crowd with both schools, obviously being so close to one another. And the 2 coaches tonight, Matt Reeb in his 3rd season leading the Wildcats. Taylor led by the alum in his 19th year, Gary Ross. Winter Cassius was the first one to really set up that strong offensive opportunity for IWU tonight. He leads the Wildcats in goals with 7 on the year. And Pizarro, who we mentioned, tied for the league lead in assists, but Taylor trying to attack here early, far side of the box with Brian Matipa. Trojan shooting on the goal to our right. Gonzalez sends it in with the left foot. Cutting in was Sawyer Watterson. He couldn't get his head on it cleanly. It's deflected, but does not go across the end line. Held in by one of the captains for Indiana Wesleyan. That's number 20, Kyle Reinhardt. Harold took it away for the time being from Cole Little. And now Pizarro down holding his ankle one more time. Pizarro still back near midfield, gets back to his feet as his teammates give the ball away. Matipa with Pizarro chasing down on him. The ball deflected off of the IWU alum, Drew Glover, the Taylor assistant coach in his 1st season, wearing purple. Here's Owen Cetron on the far side, the transfer from Biola in his 2nd season here at Taylor. The Illinois native had to sit out a match, had to sit out the match against Huntington on Wednesday. Gonzalez, the Trojans' leading goal scorer with 3 tallies on the year. Tied for the team lead with Sieglin, each with 3 goals. Taylor has outscored their opponents 13-12 on the year. The IWU offense is high octane. They've outscored their foes 30-7 this year. Harold waving people in, throws it up to Matipa. Big bounce, and now Cole Little will slip it forward with his left foot. Right up to Harold. Watterson caught between three different Wildcat defenders. Watterson being held around the waist and then chucked down to the turf. No whistle as everybody stopped as Tim Slusarczyk gets rid of it, and now Gonzalez called for the fouls. He took down Pizarro. Quick restart for Indiana Wesleyan as Santa Croce slips on through to the middle. Wanted Cassius as it went off the back of his heel, and now Taylor can press from the back. Watterson was hugged around his waist and then taken down from behind for a 2-point takedown. And now Taylor reverses the point of attack to the far side with Cetrin maneuvering forward. A lot of international flair on this Wildcat roster. Big blast from Gonzalez. Matipa from Zambia trying to cut in here. He cuts down. A clearance away by Trey Denigan. And the big back line member has his pass poked away into Gonzalez. Maneuvers the middle. Long range left-footed shot. Diving punch away. Far side. It'll be Kuiper trying to send it back to the middle. Sieglin cut in and the ball went right back to where he cut from. Wonderful long range shot from Gonzalez. And Pizarro sent tumbling down again here in this opening half. Wonderful diving save there by Carr as he dove to the far post and punched one away from Pablo Gonzalez, the Spaniard. Levi Yoder clipped in the back and draws the foul. Almost 7 minutes into this opening half, a couple of shots taken in total, one for each side. The Trojans have had the only one on goal, but the Iowa one was a great opportunity that the Taylor back line and Cetrin blocked. Near side, the pass finds the feet of Harold. Dances up the near side box line, dishing it off to Watterson. Back into space to the cutting Matipa near the end line. Matipa looking to cross, bluffs back to his left foot, steps in, curls one near side post, and Carr dives on it and swallows it up. 2 shots, 2 saves here for Austin Carr early on. And this punt would make some NFL punters jealous as he drives that one about 15 yards across midfield. Watterson couldn't cleanly keep pressing forward. Now Pizarro circles. Got into a hand fight with Watterson and he breaks free. Pizarro slicing his way through. Trying to slip it near side to Winter Cassius. His pass back to the middle. Getting a piece of it was James McBride. And Taylor clears it back out near the middle. Held in by Indiana Wesleyan. Far side to Giuseppe Santa Croce. Centering ball here, and Spiegel dives on top of it as IWU tried to thread it to the middle to their top goal scorer, Winter Cassius. Spiegel fires it out to the far side of the field and Cetrin the outside back. Taylor in purple, they move from left to right, trying to shooting on the goal to our right to start. Indiana Wesleyan the other way with the red tops and the gray shorts. Nigarungo turned away for the time being to the middle of the field, and Cole Little, his shot sails over the crossbar and through the football goalposts. Okay, they're trying to build out of the back. Gonzalez wanting to turn the corner on Slusarczyk. Keat pushing it forward for Indiana Wesleyan. Now Cassius with those orange boots dances to the near side and gives off to Denigan. The defender making his way forward. Matipa on his back hip. Now Denigan hits the accelerator. Centering ball to the middle, and it's deflected outside the goal on a beautiful one-touch by Brandon Nigarungo. He and Denigan, the junior to the freshman Nigarungo out of Zimbabwe, almost got Iowa on the board, and now they pressure Taylor in the back aggressively with Maris, the center back, drilling it out of play across from us. As Nigarungo along with Cassius were there to press the middle of the Taylor defense. End line off of whom? Went off of Cassius with Maris defending for Taylor, and it's a Trojan goal kick. Here as we played 10 minutes in the opening half of the Grant County Derby on the men's soccer side. Two women's soccer teams about 15 minutes from kickoff over at Indiana Wesleyan. Big first touch from Sieglin, has to race out to the far side to pick it up. Cetrin to Gonzalez with the man right on his back into space. Here's Watterson. Faked pressing it forward to Sieglin, gives off to Gonzalez, who blasts it in from the far sideline towards the middle. Kuiper was there, flicked away from him by Denigan. Now Matipa takes it back. Matipa, his shot is blocked by the bottom of the boot by Denigan at the last possible moment. Third shot of the early going for Taylor, and the Trojans get the first corner of the night. It comes from the near side. The good IWU crowd on hand tonight as Taylor students and fans continue to file in here to Turner Stadium tonight. They were treated to a fantastic match last evening between the Taylor volleyball team and the folks from Marion that the Trojans won in 4. They've taken over sole possession of first place on the volleyball side. Taylor trying to add to the winning ways here on the weekend. Gonzalez, right-footed blast, backside over the head of Yoder, who had to leak out from the backside post. Had to play it goes, and it's a goal kick for the Wildcats. So a goal kick for Carr. This one did not have as much juice as his punt. Gonzalez down for Taylor in the center circle holding his forehead. Play carries on to the near side. Gonzalez sitting back up. And they'll stop the clock with 33:01. Gonzalez was slow to get back up. Helped up to his feet by Kyle Reinhart, one of the captains for Indiana Wesleyan and one of their center backs. Gonzalez shakes hands with Tim Slusarczyk, who must have been the one that collided with him as they both went for the goal kick. They drop the ball back into play as IWU works it far side. Santa Croce in the middle, right foot's one to the near side, and Pizarro. He'll send Denigan racing forward, cross to the left foot, headed on and off the far side of the post. It was Winter Cassius who almost got IWU on the board to start. A wonderful high-paced cross, and Cassius almost put it in the upper 90. The post is always the goalie's best friend. Santa Croce dancing and pirouetting away from Watterson, trying to shake away from one of the Trojan captains. Dribbling too hard was Brandon Nigarungo, and it was sent away by Pablo Gonzalez of Taylor. The Trojans get it up near midfield, but it's held in here by Austin Keat. Slusarczyk forward. Here's Nigarungo dancing, weaving his way through defenders, then finally cleared away by Colin Maris, the former Westfield Shamrock. Kuiper, the freshman, had almost kicked away from him, but thankfully for the Trojans, it went right to Pablo Gonzalez. Far side and Sieglin. Just past 13 minutes remaining here, or 13 minutes played in the first half. Yoder steps to the challenge of Pizarro for Taylor. Ball too far for Watterson. And it finds the feet of Trey Denigan again here for Indiana Wesleyan. Slusarczyk back to Denigan, who's been very active offensively here as he's playing more of a defensive position tonight for Indiana Wesleyan. Yoder with Pizarro right on his hip. Short pass near side to Harold. Pokes it forward to Watterson, deflected out off of whom? Off of Indiana Wesleyan, and that means Watterson will give way to Harold for a Taylor throw-in just at the beginning of the IWU bench down and to our right. Denigan cuts off that throw-in intended for Sieglin. Sent to Croce. Up to Cassius. And the Haitian midfielder taken down from behind. Foul on Taylor. Second one for the home side. As Santa Croce now works from the near side. Eluded Matipa. Slips it into Cole Little. Left-footed cross. Cetrin heads it up. Not out of danger. There's Cassius. Heads it down. And diving and stopping it on the goal line was Spiegel. And then Harold tipped the loose change into Spiegel's mitts. And another dangerous opportunity for this lethal IWU offense to break the ice here and get on the board first. Fourth shot of the night for IWU, make it their fifth. Austin Keaton, the Wildcats, back in the defensive end. Wanted forward to Denigan. Stepping through was Harold as he read the pass and kicked it away from the very dangerous Santa Croce. Giuseppe out of England. Again, one of a ton of international players for the Wildcats. They have Zimbabwe, England, Chile, Ghana, Brazil, Haiti, Uruguay, and another couple from Chile and Jamaica. Good American flair as well, but the heavy international presence. You can see it up and down the IWU roster tonight. Harold from the international hotspot known as Colorado Springs, Colorado, throws it in for Taylor. And the Trojans give it right back as IWU dances back in the back end. Long pass, nice read from Cetrin. Intercepts, dancing within the middle of the field, lost it. And then Taylor gives it away on the far side to Nigarungo. Big long run, James McBride steps up and blasts it towards the far sideline and out of play. Nigarungo dancing with Yoder. Right footing it forward. This will be Kuiper, the freshman. Gonzalez wanted Siegelin. Back heel flick, and now it's a foot race. Coming all the way out of the box is the keeper, Carr, and he blasts this one to about shallow left field on the Winterholder Field, the baseball field across from us. If Wyatt Whitman was still patrolling left field, he would have caught that with ease. A fantastic left fielder during his baseball days at Taylor. Maris, missile right foot. One hop short of Gonzalez and bounces out of play. IWU throwing upcoming across from us. Some little kids trying to help out the cause. But they forgot that we lock the gates to Winterholder Field every time someone is done on the field. So we'll have to try to get someone to hop the fence and go get that soccer ball back for us. Watterson being hugged again from behind. And there finally is the whistle as again, Slew Sarchik trying to get to know Watterson a little bit more intimately. Three fouls for Taylor, two of them here for Indiana Wesleyan. 27-23 and counting here in the opening half. No score, but Indiana Wesleyan said the best scoring opportunities here as of late. Yoder jumps in front and heads it down into row one. And as is custom, a Taylor student picks up the ball in the stands, kisses it for good luck, and then throws it back onto the field of play. If you don't kiss the ball as a Taylor student, you get booed. Those are the rules. We don't make them, we just enforce them. Gonzalez, foot fight with Santa Croce. Won it once, couldn't, still has his foot. He gets run into and gets hit in the face, and no foul is called. And IWU trying to break out in the middle of the field here with Cole Little. Little dancing away, cannot get away from Setchner, who threw that right foot out and stopped Little's process on a dime. Kuiper, Watterson sees the cutting Setchner far side. Stutter step to get his bearings. Left-footed bluff cross and works back to his right. Touching forward to Watterson, wanted in space, couldn't get it enough on the way to Setchner. Long pass held in. Kuiper, he tried to tee it up from distance, deflected down. Here comes Matipa, and a huge save by the right elbow of Carr. That thing bounced around, and it bounces across the end line. A Taylor corner upcoming, but an epic opportunity there for Matipa off the deflection. And time is called, as it looks like Giuseppe Santa Croce's got a jog here near midfield. His shin guard fell out, hence the stoppage. No one was injured. We We're waiting to see Joe Walter, the sports medicine staff, make their way onto the field. It's a corner on the far side. Here was Sawyer Watterson standing over it. 25:54 left to go in the opening half. 0-0 on the Trojans' second corner tonight. Sieglin dancing near the goal line. Watterson in the corner across from us with both hands in the air approaches. Short one to far side with Gonzalez. Sweeps it back to Watterson, passes behind him, goes back to Gonzalez, left-footed cross. Towards the back post, Maris jumped over everyone, backside to Matipa, and it's flicked away from him, but across the end line, and it's another Taylor corner as Denigan tried to get it away from pressure, he did, but as he had to wrap it around Matipa, he kicked it across the end line and couldn't hook it on the north side, or the left side as we stand here with the flag. So here's corner number 3 for Taylor. And after it was all IWU offensively here over the last couple of moments, the Trojans started to find their offensive rhythm. Gonzalez near side, left-footed in-swinger. Crashing in was Maris, headed away from him. Cassius can't clear it cleanly. Then a jump flick away by Reinhardt. Setrin keeps it in. Back to Yoder in a run to get back on side. Cleared out to the far side. It's going to be scooped up by Cassius. Setrin trying to chase him down from behind. Throws that leg out and stopped him cold. Wonderful hustle there from Setrin to slow down the sprinting leading goal scorer for the Wildcats. Shots even at 5-5. Taylor's put 3 of them on goal, just 1 on goal for Indiana Wesleyan. It was dangerous, but they also had one that Cassius headed away off the upper right 90 of the post. Denigan, left-footed cross over everybody's heads to the backside, and Setrin will watch it bounce out of play, and Taylor will get ready for the throw-in from deep in their defensive end on the far side. James McBride forward. 2 IWU players bracketing Andrew Sieglin. And IWU plays it away. It's a Taylor throw-in as they walk up in front of the sponsor banners across from us. Kuiper headed it forward, and it's volleyed away out of bounds and over the fence. An unfortunate one hop for the crew working the sidelines tonight. And it looks like the mystery man and the mystery person in the SUV is going to hop out and go get that loose soccer ball over the chain link fence. Setrin up to Sieglin. Big first touch. Allowed IWU to come back and take it back. Carr to Reinhardt. Big right foot from the defensive end. Nigarungo, the intended target, headed up by Jay McBride for Taylor. Sent to Croce. Eludes Gonzalez as he veers right of center. IWU shooting on the goal to our right. They wear red. Short pass easily intercepted by Taylor's Brian Matipa. Matipa looking, and now he plays it far side to Kuiper. Cuts in. The first challenge might have slowed up Kuiper and had him have to do big of a first touch. Matipa jostling. Gets called for the foul as he takes down Reinhardt. 4th foul on the Trojans. As we have less than 23 minutes remaining here in the first half. 0-0 between Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan. Sieglin had a good move trying to get working with Kuiper. Couldn't keep it moving forward. Kuiper to the middle. Watterson comes in, got a piece, but couldn't get it away clearly. It's Lusarchik to the near side of Denigan, who's been active in the early going, trying to create offense for Indiana Wesleyan. Cassius is poked away from behind by Yoder. Matipa bodies with Denigan and wins it. Matipa hits the brakes, almost sent Denigan flying by. Now to Gonzalez, and Taylor slowly works it back from the back as Matipa looked to be headstrong up the near side. Gonzalez, near side Matipa. Angles to the middle, and then lays it back to Levi Yoder. All the way to the open spaces, and Owen Setrin. Setrin back to Yoder. And then off to Setrin again on the far side. Setron runs into a challenge. Yoder able to keep the ball for Taylor. Gonzalez in space. Kuiper's got to hit the accelerator up the far side. Couldn't get to it in time. As McLean Hastings the first one there, but it's bashed out of play across the end line off of Taylor. And it's a goal kick upcoming for the Wildcats as the Trojans bring on John Alzate along with Cam Broadfoot. John, the 5'9 senior out of Columbia. Had a family member visit earlier this week.
Coming in for the Trojans, number 17, Cam Broadfoot, and number 10, John Alzate.
And Broadfoot, the 6-foot junior out of Columbus, Ohio. The international broadcast tonight with all of the international folks on the roster for Indiana Wesleyan as well as Taylor. A couple different countries watching Alzate tonight. Obviously, the home in Colombia. And also looked like Scotland or somewhere over in England as well. We saw his Instagram post with a couple of different international flags along with the 7 o'clock Eastern time with the American flag for anyone watching here in the States. Less than 20 to go here in the first half. 0-0 between Taylor and Indiana Wesleyan. Shots 5 aside, but the Wildcats have had a couple more dangerous opportunities, even though they've only had one official shot on goal so far. A blocked shot and one off the upper 90, and now Harold trying to create some dangerous opportunities for Taylor. Sweeping it forward to Matipa, scored the third goal for Taylor in their 3-0 win Wednesday. Knife down near side, and it's a flag and a card coming for Giuseppe Santacroce. First card of the night issued. Second one of the season for the Englishman. Almost 19 and a half minutes remaining here. Taylor has their first real dangerous set-piece chance of the night. This one about 5 yards outside of the goal box, then about maybe 5 yards outside of the end line. So pretty good chance here. Think of it like a corner, just about 15 yards in. Alzate fakes Gonzalez, flicks it in, left foot, back post. Taylor headed it on, and it was up and over the crossbar as Harold climbed the mythical ladder. Sixth shot of the night goes wide. And will Jonas Bakari be allowed to enter? He will. 5'10 senior out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, replaces Cole Little. Gonzalez heading it forward. Alzate couldn't get to before it was taken away by Reinhardt. Setron gets pulled on from behind by Bakari, the newcomer. But the ball went out of play, and or will be a foul. It will be the foul. And so Setron stands on top of a cross from us with hands on hips. Sun is almost completely set behind us. There's a couple of rays of sunshine stretching out from behind us, but the lights overhead have taken hold in a big way here on the first night of October. Headed down, Gonzalez. Couldn't win it cleanly now, gets it from Yoder. Nice feel, and he plays in an open space near side with Matt Harold. Harold has pressure on the left from Cassius, who bumps Harold forward. He bumped him right into Denegren. And now Harold on a foot race. Now Gonzalez comes to help him. He takes down Santacroce, and it's a foul against Taylor. Fifth one on the Trojans. And IWU quickly plays it forward. Yoder with Cassius tugging on his uniform. Gonzalez knew exactly what he did. There was no arguing coming back from the Spaniard. Reinhardt reverses and goes to the far side of the field. And Slusarczyk up to Nigarungo. Taylor wins it back, and now Nigarungo applying pressure. Taylor works it to Yoder, and then far side to Setron. Back to Yoder with Nigarungo right on his hips. Yoder races away. Alzate touching the space, nobody home except Santacroce of Indiana Wesleyan. Pastor, the Hungarian, about to enter here for Indiana Wesleyan. Or enter for Taylor, I apologize. Foul on Broadfoot. No, foul against Indiana Wesleyan's Jonas Bakari. The motion says it got something on the face there. As McBride fakes coming to the near side and goes back far sideline, and Cetrin. Gonzalez bumped from behind right as he tried to deal it off. Back to Cetrin. Good defense there by Tim Slusarczyk from LaGrange Park, Illinois. Bakari racing up the far side, had an angle on Cetrin, but Cetrin able to close it down. Pizarro, haven't called his name in a while, as Bakari circling, gives it back to Pizarro, right edge of the box. Step for step there, nice challenge there by McBride. Pizarro got back to his feet, but gets called for playing on the ground, I think. Or was it a foul on McBride, who took him down to the turf? And it will be a foul on the fifth-year senior, James McBride. Hip checked Pizarro down, that's a good call, and this ball about less than a foot off of the outside of the box across from us. Indiana Wesleyan shooting on the goal to our left. And the clock continues to wind here as we approach 15 minutes remaining in the opening half. Looks to be Pizarro standing over the top of it across from us. Two-man wall, right foot flicks it in, headed away by somebody back out near the top of the box. Kept back in by Slusarczyk. Jay McBride turns, hits it to open space. Pizarro races back, and he drives it all the way back to his keeper, Carr, on the other end of the field. Out of play, and Taylor will bring in two subs with Webby Peary and Daniel Pastor. So Pastor in for the Trojans out of Hungary, along with Peary, who calls Houston, Texas home. From Zambia by way of Houston, Texas. Out off of Indiana Wesleyan on the Taylor throw, and Cetrin resets. As we inch closer to 14 minutes remaining before halftime with no score between Taylor and number 22 Indiana Wesleyan. Gonzalez in the middle. Finds Harold. Too far for Pastor. Easy read for Denigan, who stole it for the time being by Indiana Wesleyan. Cassius has it poked away from him by Gonzalez into the IWU bench. And the Wildcats motioning a sub forward. He won't get in to the midfield line before Denigan throws it in. Cassius with Harold having a hand around his waist. Bumped around, and Cassius comes out of the fray, trying to split both McBride and Peary. Cassius with a foot on, sends it on with a little flick. Right there is Spiegel, who falls on it. Winter Cassius, the junior out of Haiti, can really fly, as he had James McBride on his right and Webby Peary on his left. Just able to get the angle and flick it forward, but didn't get enough juice on it to try to blow it past Spiegel. Out off the near sideline. Pastor gets ready to throw it in from deep in the attacking half. He'll lay it back to Colin Maris, who can throw this thing a country mile. The man in the SUV across from us is the uncle of former Taylor women's soccer player Alana Rakes, now Alana Crawford, after getting married to baseball player Connor Crawford. So thank you, Alana, for clearing that up. And hello to Uncle Mark across from us. Maris. A low one fired into the 18, headed down to the end line off of those wearing red, and Taylor gets ready for their fourth corner of the night. No corners so far for the visiting Wildcats, each team with 6 shots on the evening so far. Gonzalez from the near side corner, but before he can play it in, Watterson gets a warning as he's got a man on his right hip and also has Carr, the keeper, right near him as well. Gonzalez will short play it out to Alsate. Alsate, right-footed cross, in-swinger headed away by Indiana Wesleyan. And Nigarango able to play it off the end line towards the near sideline. Nobody close enough to it. And Taylor will throw it in front of the IWU bench. As someone waving hi to some man named Kyle down below us. Alzate to the corner, trying to save it in tight quarters. Has the ball on a string as he dances on the near side. Now off to Gonzalez. Alzate taken down, and now Gonzalez trying to avoid going back to that tight near side corner. The Trojans turn it over. Now Indiana Wesleyan breaking out from the defensive end with Santa Croce. Hustling it down, and Broadfoot slows down his pace for the time being as Bakari has it near midfield. Nigarungo's pass cut down by the left heel of Colin Maris. Alzate stops the ball on a dime near side. Gonzalez poked it away from pressure for the time being. Gets it back, flicks it forward nicely to Pastor, the Hungarian. Daniel dancing with it. Has a man tugging on his arm. He's able to avoid that pressure as he runs away from Austin Keats. Now Broadfoot, big, long stretches. His pass way too far for Cetrin. Out of bounds across from us, 2 IWU players coming in. They're Parker Stewart out of Warsaw, Indiana, and Jackson Carpenter out of Muskegon, Michigan. Almost 10 minutes left to go here before halftime. 3 shots on goal for Taylor, 2 of them for Indiana Wesleyan. But we've seen why Indiana Wesleyan has outscored their opponents 30-7 coming in. So fast, so powerful. They've been a couple inches away from scoring twice here this evening. Harold, Gonzalez gives it back, or actually gives it off to Pastor. 2 defenders right there trying to avoid the last one to get to him, got through him. And now he's got to deal with Cassius in the orange boots. Off to Maris, pressing in, dancing on the end line, and it went out of bounds right before it got to the heels of Pablo Gonzalez. Ball resting back on the near sideline. Denigan heels it in. Gonzalez heads it down to Alzate for Taylor. Out on the near side, and the Trojans have another throw in here with the talented Colin Maris. We'll see how far back Colin wants to go. Will not go onto the concrete like he normally does. There's a whole bunch of folks packed inside the 18 where Maris flings it here. Headed straight away up the middle of the field on a dead run is Bakari. Stopping him cold in his tracks was Cetrin, but it went right back to one of his teammates, and it might be Denigan. Kicked out a far side. Actually, it was Macklin Hastings. And now Bakari slow to get back up. Clock is stopped with 8:22, but they are holding the sports medicine staff on the sideline for the time being. Bakari back to his feet, bending at the waist, trying to stretch things out, and it looks like he'll be okay to stay. Bakari caught between 2 different Taylor players. Watterson almost poked it away, but the Wildcats regain it and work it near side to Carpenter with the fresh legs. Trying to dance away from Watterson. Sawyer cut him down and got it right to Alzate. And now Alzate dances away from Carpenter. To the trailing Gonzalez, up to Watterson. Caught between 2 different guys. Watterson taken down aggressively, and it's a foul on Indiana Wesleyan. And the folks wearing purple like that a lot. 5th foul on the Wildcats, 6 of them tonight against the home team, Taylor. And now let's see what the Trojans have cooked up with this set piece opportunity. 8 yards out or 7 yards outside the box. Gary Mills ready to come in here for Indiana Wesleyan at the next opportunity. Watterson, Alzate, and Gonzalez all stand over the ball here. Towards the near side of center, Gonzalez and Alzate have been the two to take all the set pieces tonight for Taylor. Four-man wall, Gonzalez. Watterson approaches, overruns it. Alzate does too. Gonzalez, back post play on a curler that was way too wide and far. And here comes Mills in for Indiana Wesleyan, the freshman from Kingston, Jamaica. And he gives Cassius, their leading goal scorer, a breather. Good little delay, but a better job by the IWU defense to just sit there and not get distracted by Watterson and Alzate, both running over the ball. Headed on for the time being, Indiana Wesleyan gets whistled for the handball off of the goal kick. Jay McBride, the fifth-year senior, curls the near side to Pastor. Pastor waits. Nice individual defense by Carpenter to bump Pastor off the ball. But now the ball goes off the back of Mills of Indiana Wesleyan. Coming up is Pizarro, and Pizarro with a head of steam up the near side. James McBride trying to cut him off. Pizarro one dribble too much as he dribbled it across the end line, and now he hears it from the Pack Taylor students down below us. Less than 5.5 to go here in half number one of an exciting one of the men's soccer Grant County Derby here tonight between Taylor and number 22 Indiana Wesleyan. Pastor tripped up, and the foul called against Indiana Wesleyan. And a warning comes against Carpenter. They're going to stop the clock with 5:10, and Carpenter flicked that ball about 15 yards back from where it's supposed to be, and he gets a warning here early. The Taylor students wanted a card. You're not going to get a card on the first one of those. Jared Wilties, Isaiah Arredondo, and Keegan Akers ready to check in for Indiana Wesleyan. Maris with the free kick. Far side Broadfoot flicked it on into space. Nobody home except for Kyle Reinhardt of Indiana Wesleyan. Steps away from Broadfoot on the far side. Flicked away from trouble by the Wildcats. And then they bash it through the night sky forward. Coming back to get it is Parker Stewart. Fighting for it was Cetrin. One back by Webby Peary. Peary to Broadfoot. And it's out off of the Wildcats, and Taylor sets up for the throw-in on the far side, about 10 yards outside midfield. And a yellow card issued here on the far side of the field. Second yellow card issued against the visitors tonight. Cannot see who the number was on that yellow card. Pizarro up the middle of the field, trying to slip it on to Harris. Nice slide by Jay McBride. They'll go against Reinhardt. Might have gone against Cole Little, who's the right outside back, number 19. Alzate off of his chest, and it goes out of play back to IWU. And those three subs come in for the Wildcats like we mentioned before. Coming out will be McLean Hastings, and that might be who the yellow card was on. He was the far outside back. Either way, 2 yellows here against Indiana Wesleyan in the early going. We have less than 4 minutes remaining in the first half, and the Trojans have had the ball for the majority of these last couple of moments offensively and have had a couple of okay scoring opportunities, nothing really very dangerous. It's been a lot of dangerous chances for IWU here to start. Sprinting is Bakari. Stewart works to the middle. In the middle is Lusarchik. All the way up as Taylor takes away to Broadfoot. As he was gathering himself, it was drilled all the way to the other end of the field. Sprinting out both are going to be the keeper, Carr, who comes all the way out to the far sideline as he and Arredondo, were on that dead sprint trying to make sure it didn't roll out across the far sideline and give it back to Taylor on a deep offensive end throw-in. Reinhardt forward, pass a little bit too far for its target, and Cetron takes it away for Taylor. To the middle, and Watterson with defenders converging around him, pokes it through, couldn't get there cleanly, was the intended man. That was Pastor, and he took the defender down with him from behind right after he flicked the ball to the middle. .220 left to go. Gary Harris, long range shot blocked by the right heel of Taylor's Colin Maris. Pastor trips up Lusarchik, and the Taylor students do not like that, but I probably didn't need to tell you that. Eight fouls on Taylor tonight. We dip below 2 minutes remaining in the opening half. Free kick, 17 yards inside midfield. Near side towards the top of the box, headed away by the Trojans' Matt Harold. Alsate trying to find some room as he races to the near side. Off to Pastor, two defenders right there, they take it away from him. Pressing in Indiana Wesleyan, one Harris cutting in. Jay McBride slices in front and takes the pass away on the long range try by the Wildcats and number 21 Jackson Carpenter. Jay McBride had three guys there, lays it back to Watterson, but the Wildcats hold it in. Parker Stewart trying to elude Harold, and then Harold grabbed onto his wrist and tugged him down. Good foul there on Harold. Just make sure that Indiana Wesleyan didn't get anything free as we hit less than a minute to go here in the first half. Free kick near side, Carpenter along with Bakari. Two subs trying to cash in on a set piece here for Indiana Wesleyan as we get close to 30 seconds left in the first. Bakari, left-footed outswinger towards the top of the box, headed back towards the far side of the field where nobody is. And Taylor will lets it roll out of play. And with a half minute remaining in the first half, we'll see if the Trojans try to press forward or if they'll go into the locker room scoreless. They want to go forward. You can hear Taylor head coach Gary Ross shouting that. Less than 20 to go here. Now IWU presses forward with Bakari. Circling away from Pastor. Pastor pokes that right foot out there, poked it away for the time being. Now with 10 seconds left. Here's Wiltice. Back to Bakari. Hand fighting with Watterson. Back to Wiltice with three. Pass cut off by Harold, and the first 45 minutes ends how we started it at 0-0. 7 shots aside, shots on goal almost even as well at 3-2 in favor of Taylor. But neither team able to break through as we are scoreless after 45 minutes of play here on the Trojan Sports Network. We'll take a break and come back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report next. You're watching Taylor Men's Soccer on the Trojan Sports Network.